So now that we've sewn the 1/4 inch seam, we need to check to make sure that it's accurate. So what I'm going to do is take my ruler and I'm going to check to make sure that the distance from the edge to here is exactly 1/4 inch. You notice on my ruler I marked the with masking tape where the 1/4 inch lies. I'm going to line this up. My sewing line is up against, oops, I can't get it in there. My sewing line is up against that edge, and you'll notice that the edge of my fabric follows all the way down. So I have a 1/4 inch seam there. Or I can take graph paper and I can take and line this up with the sewing line and check to see how far it is from edge to edge. And using the graph paper, I can also check to make sure that it follows along there. So now, just because you have sewn that 1/4 inch seam doesn't always mean that when you open up your patchwork that it's going to be accurate. The best way to measure to make sure that your cutting, your pressing, and your sewing have been done properly is, instead of just sewing 2 pieces of fabric together, I've sewn 3 pieces of fabric together. And the reason why I've done 3 pieces is to check this center piece here. You know, when I started out, I used a 2.5 inch wide strip of fabric. So if I'm sewing a 1/4 inch on this side and a 1/4 inch on that side, that means I've taken off 1/4 and 1/4, or 1/4 and 1/4, for a total of 1/2 inch. So I started out with 2.5 inches, take away 1/2 inch, from here to here should be 2 inches. So I'm going to turn it over on this side, because when we're looking at quilts, we're usually looking at the front of the quilts and not the back of the quilts. And also, pressing sometimes can distort your fabric. That could be a problem if you're not being accurate. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to put it between the 2 green pieces to measure that yellow piece. And you'll notice that from here to here is exactly 2 inches, and that's the amount that I needed in this particular patch. So that's a good way to really ensure that you are sewing an accurate seam.